following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I am on the Krogen Express at 52. Now, this is a boat made for coastal cruising, but spending long times away from the dock. Now, it's important to note that this isn't a Katie Krogen, it's a Krogen Express. There's a definite distinction between the two. Katie Krogen is a full displacement yacht, this is semi-displacement. They're both designed by Jim Krogen, but definitely different yachts, different companies, different operating characteristics. So the first thing I want to look at is the livability. The impression that I get of this is a home-like atmosphere. Of course, we're on a yacht, but it doesn't have that characteristic of dark woods that we typically see when someone makes a yacht. This has bright woods, nice natural light coming in, a fit and finish that we've come to expect from Krogen Express. 6 foot 9 inch overhead clearance, and notice grab rails going all the way across. First indication that this is a boat made to be away from the dock. The windows are rather large, so there's great visibility going out, and they're down low, so we have nice visibility to the horizon from the seated position. More importantly though, these windows open. That's something you very rarely see nowadays, and because they open, they're not tinted to the darkness level that makes this into an enclosed cave. Storage is everywhere to accommodate long times away from the dock. All along the sides, bookshelves with fiddles that are removable to get things in and out. The drawers, no push button locking here, just lift and open. When you push it in, it drops down into the locked position. Now, while this doesn't convert into a berth, it certainly would be easy enough to simply remove these seat backs and use it as a berth. The table, freestanding pedestal table, it's on a high-low pedestal, opens up so we have expandable leaves, and it's also accommodating to take out into the aft cockpit for al fresco dining. And of course, just forward, 32-inch flat screen TV. Fit and finish wise, excellent joinery work. This is all satin finished cherry wood, even the vents made out of cherry wood. And the decking, cherry and holly, and this is real planking, not just a veneer. Moving forward, built-in storage unit. Again, very elegant solutions. The removable fiddles around the counter space. Underneath, ice maker. And the porthole actually opens. Now, coming around to the galley, U-shaped and very functional, and again, so full of elegant solutions. First of all, fiddles. Nice little cutout area for the faucet, deep basin stainless steel sink, more counter space, both high and low. Big marble cover. Now, granite is standard, but we went with marble on this boat, and this heavy piece is held open by 2 gas assist struts. We've got a 3-burner propane cooktop with the oven underneath, and the propane gets stored up in the flying bridge. Now in the closed position, notice we've got even more counter space. This is just such a sensible and thoughtful solution. Just above, another opening porthole so we have ventilation. There's a full-size refrigerator freezer, fronted in cherry, and again, simple solutions. Just a strap and snap to hold it in the closed position in a seaway. And even in this galley area, there's always something to hang on to. Now, taking our entertainment aspect out onto the aft deck, look at this, 104 square feet of open space to populate with pretty much whatever you want. Freestanding furniture seems to work really well. It's all protected from the extended overhead, 7 feet off the deck. I like that there's a bug screen in the doorway. 38-inch high bulwarks. Again, this is a boat that's made for being away from the dock and far offshore. Simply open the center gate, and gives us access to the swim platform, 26 inches deep. And right alongside the door, hot and cold, freshwater shower. And because the bulwarks are so high, it's good that we have doors to both port and starboard. And notice when I latch it, it stays open and the latch is up high. I don't have to bend way down to the deck to undo the latch. Obviously, this is made to be more applicable to a floating dock. If you're at a fixed pier like we are now, there's a gate right at midships. Notice there's a nice bit of trim work. Not too much to make it so difficult to maintain the boat, but just enough to give it a nice, elegant, and yachty look. More of the nice teak, and notice the little drip edge just underneath. And still a little bit more just going around the trunk cabin. We can move in through the double Dutch doors to the raised pilot house. Very nice layout to this. First of all, again, grab handles up above. This boat's made for being away from the dock and far offshore. And further behind, we've got a settee that's very functional. Nice place to be when you're operating and the captain has some company. It also serves as a berth for the off watch. There's storage all the way underneath and in the center. And here's a nice touch, something that would otherwise be dead space, made into deep drawer storage. Now the flying bridge is accessed from stairs to the aft side of the raised pilot house. And there's a lot to like about this. First of all single piece wood, steamed and shaped. So we're not getting multiple pieces joined together. But more importantly, the fact that we have inside access to the flying bridge is a big point. We can get quickly from the flying bridge to the main helm down below. We can also get from the flying bridge right out to the side deck for when we're operating short-handed or single-handed. And great line of communication right here from the galley on up to the captain who may be operating in the flying bridge. So with all that said, let's take a look at the features. We have an L-shaped settee with storage underneath. All this is under the protection of the hardtop. This is the first model with a hardtop, 6 feet, 8 inches off the deck, and since we have a hardtop, we can fully enclose this whole flybridge deck. And as I stand right here, I can't help but think it'd be nice to have an aft-facing seat right next to the console. Now, just back here, beautiful open space, easily populated with deck chairs. There's a propane grill just ahead. What a great place to hang out, and this is not under the protection of the hardtop. Look at this, an 11-foot tender with a 30 horsepower Suzuki on it. That'll get launched with this 1,000-pound capacity crane to the port hand side. Now, this whole boat gets delivered cruise ready, and what I mean by cruise ready, I mean cruise ready. That includes the tender. Now, let's come forward and check out the accommodations. We'll start with the master, which is fully forward. Now my first impression, because the bow has so much freeboard that I've got so much space inside here. Look at this, 7 feet 4 inches to the overhead. The berth, center mounted, and it's a residential queen at 60 inches by 80 inches. There are seats to both sides, great place to sit and relax while you're getting ready for the day. And of course, steps give you easy access to the berth. There's storage under the berth. It lifts on electric actuators, plus there's drawer storage, even more storage to the sides. And I also like that there's additional shelf storage just above here. Overhead hatch that's opening, and 1, 2, 3, 4 opening port lights. Now, just at the aft bulkhead, large mirror, lamps to both sides, plenty of shelf space, and more storage underneath. Now, the ensuite has a separate walk-in shower. There's an opening port light for ventilation, rain shower faucet, and a seat. There's a single basin sink mounted into the marble counter. Again, granite is the standard. Plenty of storage and mirrors. Now, just abaft, we've got another room, and this is really focusing on this being a cruising couple's boat. It's a comfortable place to sit, relax, read a good book. Office space, certainly. Plenty of natural light from an overhead hatch and 2 opening port lights. But even with a cruising couple's boat, they still have guests that want to come and stay, and for that reason, this easily converts into a berth so we can sleep 2. And take a look at this. You can bring down a Pullman berth. Now the stateroom will sleep 3. We've got deep storage and 2 lockers, plus drawer storage underneath the berth. Now just outside the stateroom, there is, look at this, a stacked washer and dryer. The dryer is vented and it's 240 volts, so yes, it does actually dry clothes. Right above, room for product. And then directly across is the dayhead. This is equipped much like the master ensuite with a separate walk-in shower, opening port light for ventilation, plenty of storage. Well, now that I've spent more time going through this boat, I can see that a lot of thought has gone into making this an ideal cruising couple's boat. She's also excellent for spending time offshore, even though we're not crossing oceans. But all that is going to be covered in another video. Be sure to look for it. For now, this is my full features inspection of the Krogen Express 52. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.